Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. All right, today we're going to talk about dark entities. What are dark entities? Energy. What are you? Energy. Everything just is vibrating on a different frequency, so it appears to be solid and it's not. Fact, nothing's solid. We think it is, and it's part of our ability to, let's say, quantum manifest. Focus creates. All we are is creators, creating, experiencing both the light and the darkness. That's it. That's it. We're the one experiencing all these amazing, horrifying, beautiful things. It's just the one experiencing every facet of itself in every form. As a human, as an ant, as an alien. Oh my gosh, there's trillions of them out there. They're amazing. We're the bottom of the barrel here. I don't want to diss us, but let's face it, we're not exactly the nicest species. I mean, we can't even treat ourselves nice. Like, who would land here and stick around for any period of time? You don't have to worry about us blowing ourselves up, because they're going to stop that before that happens, because they respect our planet more than we do. Sitting around just waiting for us to get our act together, so let's do it, so that we can be invited into the higher realms of the planetary, galactic, whatever it is out there that's waiting for us to get to the frequency where we can actually commune with others, other things that have been created, all coming from the one. So what are dark entities? All right, so everything's energy. So everything's experiencing itself, with the one experiencing itself. So we are all individual expressions of the one. How do you experience yourself if you're one? Blasting out and experiencing yourself. The one energy is experiencing all these things simultaneously. It's all one thing. It's just one energy happening. I'm not going to go into the details of that. It's not this happening and this happening. The one energy is one thing happening, and there's no such thing as time. So everything that ever has, ever will, every probability is all one thing. Crazy, huh? Beyond human comprehension. Within that, every single form of energy exists in every single expression, in every reality, in every possible scenario. There are energies, whether they've ever been human or not, that are residing on a lower frequency, that are not as consciously evolved. Well, everybody's going to end up going back to the one, and it'll probably explode back out again. I don't want to be coming back here. I don't know about you. So let's do our job. Those energies are, because we are one and we participate as a collective, not just as humans, as everything. That collective is everything. We always think that it's just human beings in the collective. That's not true. Everything, the plants, the animals, the earth, everything, the cosmos is the collective. It's the one energy. That's all. That's what the collective is. So every idea, every thought, every joy, every tragedy, feelings and emotions, all that's in the collective, and that's why we pick up on stuff sometimes with each other, because we are that energy. Now, you as an individual, if you are still residing and functioning as a fearful human being, one that thinks that there's something outside of you that can hurt you and that you aren't that one thing that has individual expression that can create anything you want, if you believe that you are separate as an individual, you are not connected to that, and that you do not have the control like we know you do, then you will be vulnerable. Then your belief is that there's some entity, there's some evil out there, there's some Satan or whatever, and I know I'm probably going to hear about this one. That's okay. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm just expressing myself in a way that you can take whatever you want from this, and whatever you don't, that's cool. We're not here to debate that. I'm here to just present something that may expand your mind into areas that will be positive for you, get you to the higher frequency of which you'll get closer to the one, right? And what is that? There are no barriers. There are no barriers in heaven. A thought creates. So, and there's no negativity there. There's no reason to. Because there's no ego. There's no individual body anymore. When we get rid of that and there's no thoughts of fear or lack, what else is there? Just love. Okay. And that's why we're here. We're experiencing the diversity of the energy, right? The different expressions of it. So now the energies that are not in human bodies still exist out there as individual expressions, just like these ghosts and all this other stuff. They're just energy. Some of them are frustrated and haven't progressed, so they're still hanging out. That's it. It's just no more than a person that's that you don't really particularly want to hang out with. All right, so Lisa Kay asked me this, and she said that the energies, she watched my video on dark energies, and she didn't realize that they are energy, and that as another energy format that has free will, you control the other energies in interaction with you. If you don't allow it, it cannot penetrate, and you have to be steadfast. A lot of people say, well, I say go away, but you're coming from fear, so you really aren't. You're leaving that gateway open. Why? When do they show up? Have you had them show up during the daytime? Well, actually, I have, but they weren't negative. I'll give you an example. When you go into the higher realms, let's say you go into a higher frequency, you're still an open gateway. You're believing now, and your belief actually allows things to happen, right? We're creating. But I don't believe that anything has any power over me. But what happens is these other individual entities are real energies. They are real. So I'm not creating them, but I am participating in those energies, right? And I am in some ways inviting them. I have my door open because now they know I can see them, right? Now if you're fearful and they show up, now you've got a battle going on because you're afraid, and you are now going into a weaker position, and they are totally believing what they're doing and what they're capable of. And you're believing that too. So you two are participating in that belief that they can harm you. You have to participate in it. If they show up, let's face it, stuff shows up. We're on planet Earth, right? Same thing with the other world. Stuff shows up. So it's how you're dealing with it that will determine the outcome and what you believe. So if you're here and you're like, well, where are those dark entities? Well, everything's here, everything. But when you go to sleep, you are now outside of your body. You're going into the energy field. The body is taking a snooze, but your soul never sleeps. Your energy never sleeps. So it goes off into realms and creates stuff and does things and whatever it's functioning on. That's why we have nightmares and stuff. We're going into a space that, what we're feeling and thinking, what our energy is feeling and thinking because of these lives we're living is reflected on that other side. It doesn't just go away. That's why before you go to sleep, you can ask for things. Positive messages, guidance, protection. That's all real. So if you go into the other realms and these negative energies, when I say it's just lower frequencies, they're dense frequencies. They're up to no good. They just love torturing us. They show up, the old holding you down thing. Nah, that's not good. So I've had them show up. The last time, it's been a long time. One was next to me. I could actually feel it putting its arm around me, which was not acceptable. And trying to hold me down, but I got up. I fought and got up, tried to turn the light on. It wouldn't go on. Ran into the bathroom and turned it on. Of course, remember, I'm in the spirit world when I'm doing this. got the light on, and 2 of them were there and said, "Wow, she's really powerful." That was no fun. They took off. They have never been back again. And I wasn't afraid. I was just like, knock it off. I was like, oh, nothing to do here. By the way, the next morning that light was burnt out. Isn't that weird? So I was in control of the energies around me, just like you are now, just like you are creating your own reality. You are manifesting right now. And when you're going into that spirit space, if you are fearful, you are creating that. You are manifesting your reality. That happens on the other side too. So what's happening is then those things will appear and have more power over you because you believe that. If I go in the spirit realm and something shows up because it's like, ooh, hey, whatever, it has no power. And I actually tell in advance that no negative energy, especially if stuff happens and you feel like you're connecting or feeling a lower frequency, whatever's going on, I will, if you pick up on that, it may not be you're picking up on the collective, you protect yourself and say, instead of just pulling in your angels will protect you, but they can never do anything unless you choose it. So you have to not just ask your angels because you believe that you don't have the power and that they're going to protect you. You have to also say, no negative energies are allowed in this space. Not my house, not here, not in my bedroom, not allowed. No dark energies, no negative energies, not allowed in my space. I call on my angels, my positive energies, my guides. Please guard me and keep this space free of negative energies. So now you are conducting the scenario. Instead of saying, I want you to guard me from these evil things, you're still calling the shots here. You're still believing the evil things. There's nasty stuff out there, okay? There's nasty stuff in this. Hey, listen, I'll take that over there any day as to what we've got on this planet. So take control over that energy. So Lisa actually implemented this, and she says, oh my God, it works. She never realized that that's just energy, and that her energy and her free will allows her to say, you cannot participate in my reality. Bye. All right, so here's what happened to me that was really unique, and I do not want to be going into that, medium space. I got enough stuff to do. I had a guy show up. It was in my dream. He knocked on the door, which was cute. And he had like these brown tweed pants and this brown jacket, and then he had this hat on, and I realized he looked like 1930s railroad, like he worked on the railroad. He was dressed like that, real tall, lanky guy, very sweet. And I was like, nope, bye. And then he shows up in my dream. He shows up in my bedroom, and then he shows up, no kidding, in real life, touches me. He's touching me. And it was in the bathroom, and he did it again. And I'm talking a person putting their hand on your shoulder, trying to get my attention. I went to bed, and I said, okay, that's it. You are not allowed in this house. That night, when I went to bed, he shows up again, but he knocked on the door. So he was very respectful. He did listen to me again. You know what? You're in control. He knocked on the door, I answered it, and I said, go away. You are not allowed in my space. We're done. And I slammed the door, and he never came back. And I felt really bad about that, because what I realized later on is because I don't go into that space with dead people. Except for, people I know. I realized that he saw an opening, just like the dark entities do. He saw an opening and wanted help. And so he got my attention, and he realized he could do it during the daytime, because when you open yourself up right? And I didn't like it because that was new to me, and I was like, "This is real. Okay, this is a real spirit showing up now. That's not going away. This is one of those, medium kind of experiences, and I don't want that." So later on, I sent a prayer, and I sent in blessings, and I said, I imagined him, I pictured him, and I said, "You can go to the light. No matter what has happened here, you will be welcomed. You will go." So I did do a prayer and send him over because I felt bad for rejecting him. This stuff goes on all the time, and because as human beings we're told some BS crap that we're individuals and that we're separate and something over there dictates everything. You are in control. You've been given free will. These things you shall do and more. I know somebody had a problem with that, but I'm sorry, but it does come from the Bible. And you can choose to believe it or not. That's up to you. I believe it. I believe that we are all powerful and we are expressions of the one, creating beautiful, awesome stuff. We're going to interact with all the other energies out there. The dark energies are not evil, rotten things. They're just expressions of the one. And if you want to participate in that and battle it, you can go ahead and do that. They don't exist for me. They're just energies that have no interaction with me at all. And when they come in and they go, "Whoa, she's powerful," they realize that, I'm not playing the game. That's not part of my game. So is it part of your game? So Lisa said it worked. She told the energy, she felt control. See, now, Lisa, I know what you were feeling. You're like, "Whoa, I just got my power that I always had. I just claimed it. It's real, and it works." By the way, these energies, she's no longer being bullied. In real life, Lisa got bullied. She took control of that. She forgave them, highest frequency, and now she's taking control of that energy and that spirit life and saying, "I am claiming this energy. I'm on a higher frequency, and nothing has power over me." All right, so I want you guys to remember this is your choosing. This is what you're telling it. This is what you're experiencing based on what you believe. This is you going to lower frequencies, and then you in a higher frequency having that door open that gets to control what's going on out there as far as how you interact with it. And by the way, sometimes those experiences that seem really scary are the most amazing ones. If you guys remember, I fell into a murky, dark lake, and somebody was down there, a friend I had to save, a dream. My biggest fear, right, was snakes. I'm not afraid of them actually anymore. I think they're beautiful. Huge snakes. We're talking like 10-foot, 12-foot thick snakes all down there. There was a cave down there. The water was murky. It wasn't clear. I had no fear of the snakes. I gently grabbed my friend. A snake went by and I pushed it. I just gave it a little shove to send it on its way. It didn't bother me. And my dad, who's passed away, showed up in a boat and picked me up. Isn't that cool? My dad's one of my angels. So he picked me up with my friend, and I realized that seemingly scary experience on the other side was my example that just like the dark energies show up, is that how you handle it is what you're feeling and believing and thinking. Right? And so I knew I'm no longer afraid of anything. I'm not afraid. And that I feel like a protector and that I can help others. Even in the murky waters, I went and got my friend. And no matter what was down there, I wasn't afraid of it. And I helped pull my friend out. And we got out of the waters. And guess what? I had somebody protecting me with that boat and picked me up to help me get out of there. Right? And it wasn't a traumatic experience. There was no fear in the dream. So you can experience stuff that seems like you go, "Oh, I don't want to have that dream." But it could be your message really powerful to help you break through those fears. Right? Something shows up. There's, like I said, the dark energies show up. I was able to break through it and say, "You are not allowed here. Bye." And I broke through it. They're done. I'm no fun. at least to dark energies. All right, so I know I was extensive this, but that's how it works. Everything works that way. You can say anything you want, but if you're not believing it, you are in a fear mode, and fear is an invitation for something to take over because you believe it can. That's the only reason it can. You invited it, you're believing it, you have free will, so you're saying it is this, you're battling it, and so you create it. Quantum physics. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. We're going to keep going. This is fun. We are going to keep blowing the doors off of everything, gaining our power back that we never lost in the first place. These things you should do more. Miracles. Say mountain move and it shall move. You ready to do that? You can do it. We're going to take you there in my e-course. Sign up for my inspiration. Subscribe. I never ask people to subscribe. I need to do that because we're going to hit 1 million subscribers. Share these videos. Love you. Namaste.